Watch this video to learn how to play the A-B Bop from My First Piano Adventure Level B lesson book. Today we are in My First Piano Adventure Level B lesson book, and we are learning the A-B Bop. The A-B Bop is on pages 30 and 31 of the lesson book. Before we begin, let's take a look at bass clef B. This is a brand new note that we have not read before. You'll notice that there is a bass clef sign here. That is very, very important. This is only true for the bass clef as opposed to the treble clef. So very important to see that bass clef sign right there. But if you have that sign there, then the note that sits on the very top of the entire staff is B. So we sing, A's on the top line, step up to B. So that is bass clef B. Let's take a look at our song, A-B Bop. And that very first line there, do you see some B's on this line? Can you point to a B that you see? All of the B's are right here. Those are all of our B's for this line. If those are B's, then what note is this? Do you recognize what note that is? Can you tell me? Those are all A's. So now we know how to read bass clef A and bass clef B. And we can say, A's on the top line, step up to B. Now let's get ready to learn how to play this piece. The A-B Bop has 3 lines of music. There's one line on page 1, and you'll see this sign over here that it has 2 dots in front of it, and that means that we play this again. So we play this line, and then we repeat it, and then we come over to page 2 for line 2 and line 3. We are going to learn this song one line at a time, so we are starting with this very first line. And what I would like to do first before we do anything else is count the rhythm. So I'm going to count in 4 beats, and then I'm going to speak the rhythm. If you recognize it, you can do it right along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ah. That's the rhythm for this line. Let's say it again, but this time let's also clap while we're doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ah. Great. Now we already learned that these are all A's. We can draw a circle around all of those notes there. And we learned that these are all B's, so we can draw another circle around all of those notes. All we need to do is make sure that we know where to put our hand. So right here it tells us 3 is on this note. We know that is an A. So our middle finger for our left hand is going to go on A. Let's get our hand situated and ready. This is middle C right here. And the A that I need is so close to it right there. So here's how this first line sounds. Ta, 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 and now to B. Ta, 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 Can you play it with me? I do notice that it is mezzo forte, so I'm playing it moderately loud. 1, 2, here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Now get ready for B. Ta, let's repeat it. Ta, 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 ah. Fantastic. Shall we move on to line number 2? Let's begin by looking at the rhythm for line number 2. So up here I see ta, 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 ah. And I noticed that these 4 notes are all played with both hands, but these notes are only played with the right hand. Do you know how I know that? There are a lot of clues. One of the clues that I see is that there are notes below the words and above the words here. And then here there are only notes above the words. And when I have notes above the words, they're usually played by the right hand. But when I have notes below the words, they're usually played by the left hand. So that's one clue. I also see that all of these notes have sticks that point up to the sky. Remember, right hand notes point up to the sky. So I know all the notes up here are for my right hand. And I see that there are ones down here that are planted in the ground. And remember, left hand notes are planted in the ground. So I know these 4 notes are for my left hand. Now when I tap it, I want to use the hand that is going to be playing. So it would start with both of my hands together and then end with only my right hand. Do you want to try it with me? I'll count to 4 and then we'll begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, ta. See how both are together? Ta. Now right. Ta, 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 ta. Ah, ah. Great. You can always go back and do that again if you would like to. Now I need to figure out where my right hand is supposed to be because we haven't used our right hand yet. And it tells me to put my right hand 3, which is my middle finger, on this note here. Do you know what note that is? That's on the bottom line of the treble clef. That note is E. So let's get our middle finger for our right hand on E, our middle finger for our left hand on A, and those are the first notes in this line. So it looks like this. Ta, 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 and then just the right hand. D, D, E. Good. Now we can also circle all of the notes that are repeating. So if you want to use your pencil, you can draw a big circle around those 4 notes, both top and bottom, a big circle around these 3 notes, and that's not a repeating note right there. Let's try playing it together. So make sure your hands are in the right place. Your right hand 3 on E, your left hand 3 on A. We're starting with line 2. 1, 2, here we go, both 3s. Ta, 2 more times. And now right hand 2, 2, 2, 2, and back to E. 2, 3, 4. Great. Now we can play line 1 and we can play line 2. We just need to look at what happens in line 3. And like usual, we are going to begin with looking at the rhythm. So when I look here, I see that these are all for the left hand. And here I have notes for both hands. So when I tap it, I'm going to use all left hand here, and I'm going to use my hands together there. Now, since this is the 3rd line of music we are doing today, I think we could probably tap it together the first time. So go ahead and get your hands ready. We will be starting with the left hand. Only the last note will use both. Okay, we'll start on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ah. Feel free to rewind and do that again if you would like to. I'm going to take a look at what happens with the notes in this line of music. This note here on the top line, do you remember which note that is? That is A. All of those are A, so you can draw a big circle around that. And then here, these two are not on the top line, they're above the line. Those are B. So you can draw a circle around those two. And then here it's both threes, just like it was up in this line. So I'm going to start by making sure my hand is in place. And here's how this line should look. It goes A, 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 then B, B, and then both threes. 2, 3, 4. Can you play it with me? Make sure that you get your hands on the piano right where they go. And we're going to begin on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 up, ta, ta, both threes. Great. Now, you should be able to play lines 1, 2, and 3. So we are ready to put the song together. But first I want to take a look at our dynamic signs. Remember, dynamics are the louds and quiets of music. So they are the signs that look like these. These 3 signs here are my dynamic signs for this song. Can you look at those and tell me which line is going to be the loudest? Is it this first line, this second line, or this third line? Which one of those lines has the loudest dynamic sign? Did you say forte, line 2? If you did, you're correct. So this first line is moderately loud and we repeat it. Then we play this line forte. And finally, we end with this line moderately loud. Let's play the song all the way through. We need to begin by making sure that our hands are on the piano where they are supposed to be. So that is going to be both thumbs on middle C for the song. Your left hand 3 on A, your right hand 3 on E. Now the next thing I'm going to tell you is very important. When we are playing together, I want to make sure that your eyes are right on the notes on the page in your book. That is the only way that you can know what you are supposed to do next. If you only look at what I am doing, you only know what we were already supposed to do. So put your eyes right on those note heads on your page. And as we're going, keep following the notes all the way through the song. We're going to begin at the very beginning. I'm going to count to 4 and then we'll start moderately loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, 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 A. Now B, 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 B. We're going to repeat this line. A, 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 B, 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 B. Now move to the second line. Threes, 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 threes. D, 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 E. And on to the fourth line. A, 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 B, B, and both threes. And that's the A-B Bop. Great job. Here is your practice plan for the A-B Bop. Please practice this 3 times a day. Each time you practice, focus on something different. The first time, focus on playing all of the correct notes. The second time, focus on playing all of the correct rhythm. And the third time, focus on playing all of the correct dynamics. That's it. You have made it to the end of this video. Great work and focus on this piece. All that's left to do now is to master it in your practice. Good luck.